Hello and welcome to your San Diego Comic-Con Movie Talk special on this Thursday. We are so excited to be here on the ground in San Diego. Look at this beautiful view we have right now, and I get to sit here with Coy. Coy, are you feeling all the good SDCC vibes?
It is Comic-Con in a real way. It feels like the 90s. There's so much comic stuff. It's not quite like full Comic-Con, but it's getting closer. I'm really enjoying the vibe of this con so far.
I am super pumped. So we are recording this on Thursday morning. You guys are in luck because by the time you see this video, there's already going to be Terminator Dark Fate coverage on the channel, so keep an eye out for that.
I'm jealous of you in the future.
On top of that, yeah, really. On top of that, last night, all three of us, me, you, and Haley, we all attended ScareDiego, and that video, that reaction to the It Chapter 2 footage that was screened at this event is up on the channel right now, so if you haven't seen that, check it out as well. But the thing is, I did that video with Haley. We don't know what Coy thinks about that footage. So, Coy, last night, ScareDiego, Conan O'Brien hosted, the entire adult cast of It, plus Andy Muschietti, were all there doing a Q&A, and then they screened 3 clips from the movie. What did you think of those clips? Spoiler-free-ish.
Of course.
You know, there's certain bits that maybe we shouldn't reveal in full detail.
Yeah, I feel like people should experience those in the proper way, in the proper setting, not by telephone. I definitely think that Conan is the best man to run things like that. I love how his presence keeps up with an audience, and he had like this titanic ensemble cast, and he kept up. And it's a hard thing to host that kind of cast, and it's a really hard thing to keep 1,200 seats excited, and he totally did. So the actual presentation was great. New Line Warner Brothers set up this beautiful theater. I really liked the vibe of the thing, and then the footage is so good. Like, I'm not a horror movie guy, but it got me. Like, the first It was me reconsidering how I felt about horror films, and It Chapter 2 looks to escalate that. It looks like all of the crazy adventure vibes that has that Goonies flavor, all of those scares of the first It, but the adult cast being able to do something. So instead of the innocence of the first cast, we get this intensity and this sadness and this experience of the new adult cast. So it looks like a totally different movie, but a follow-up, and I love when a sequel feels that way, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, we brought that up when we were talking about the footage last night, is that it almost had a slightly different look to it, which is going to suit the fact that they're combining the young cast with the adult cast in this movie, so we're going to get flashbacks. So it's naturally going to feel like it's tied to the original movie, but it's also going to have that flashback feel, which is very exciting. So
it looked like there was some saturation in the adult that wasn't in the young, and I also feel like the
colors
young
were more vibrant.
Yeah, and the young, they had this whimsy, even in the darkness, even in the terrifying scenes. There was an element of nostalgia tinged, almost like the Instagram where you're like, that reminds me of the past. Like that had that, whereas the adult stuff
Which
didn't.
Instagram filter is that?
I think it's the nostalgia filter, which we all use.
I need my It filters before that comes out. All right, so that was only night 1. We're on day 2 right now, and we have so many full days ahead of us here at Comic-Con. If you had to pick the one thing that's on your schedule, and we could talk about panels, we could talk about the interviews you have lined up, whatever you want. What is like the top thing that you're most pumped for?
For day 1. Or just in general. Okay, for all of it.
Maybe let's preview a little bit of everything. There's a lot of very exciting stuff coming our way in the next 3 days.
To pick, I mean, obviously the Marvel panel.
Yes.
It's 90 minutes of me figuring out what the next 10 years of my life is. It's hard to really quantify.
When you put it that way.
You know what I mean? Like, so much
of
my hosting came from my love of Deadpool, which turned into the MCU. So my last 10 years have been very comic book film based, and there's an announcement this weekend about what the next 10 years of my life might be. That is not a common occurrence in any job that you can be like, there's a place I can be where I can find out what the next decade's going to be like. It's like a time machine. Speaking of time machines, Terminator. I'm really excited for Terminator. I'm really excited to see what Tim Miller has done. Deadpool tie-in, looping it back, because I love his directing style. I love how much he loves bridges. I love how much he loves Vancouver. I can't wait to see what he does with all those things. And I really love the first 2 Terminators. I refuse to accept the other 3 exist, so I'm really curious to see what Terminator 3 looks like.
I can't believe how you just tied all of that together, but that was wonderful. We have so many interviews happening in this location that we're sitting in right now. I think one of the ones that's at the top of my list at this point is Nosferatu, which I was very far behind. I hadn't caught up on it at all. Then I found out they were going to be here, and I started to binge the entire show. And it's got some of my favorite performances. I think Ashley Cummings is one of the most talented young actresses out there right now, and she's so good, and she's going to be here with Zachary Quinto. And I can't wait to talk to them about that. And I also, I have to say it today, I can't wait for Cobra Kai this evening.
Yes.
I can't tell you if I can't wait or I can wait because I'm so nervous. Does that make any sense whatsoever? This is basically going to be the day of me saying out loud to nobody in an empty room my questions over and over and over again. But I'm just super pumped because I'm a big fan of season 1 and season 2, and we're going to get to talk about behind the scenes details of both of those seasons, and then hopefully get some season 3, tips and ideas and things to expect and what's to come. Because if you guys watched that show, you know that season 2 ended in a really interesting place, and I'm so curious to see how they get back to like the fun, lighthearted tone of seasons 1 and 2. So that's going to be an interesting conversation and an interesting experience.
I'm excited for our panel on Sunday.
Why?
Because, it's us talking about cool stuff. But it's also,
With cool people.
I like that it's Sunday because we get to look back at the Comic-Con. Like, this is
Yeah.
our preview. That'll be our review. And it's really exciting that we get to bookend with a movie talk and a panel. So I'm really excited to see how we feel after this. Like, right now, I feel like we're that bright-eyed optimism of, like, the future is ours. Who knows what we might learn?
Give us a couple nights on the ground here, and we're all going to be we're going to be full of energy on Sunday, 12:30, and we can't wait to share that experience with you. We're going to be there. Dennis is going to be there. Haley will be there. Dorian will be there. Amy will be there. And we're basically going to recap everything that happened at San Diego Comic-Con. We're going to open it up to you guys. So if you are here in San Diego, come by because we're going to take some fan Q&A, and we're just going to have a good time.
Yeah, it'll be like this, but you won't be a camera. You'll be a person, and that's way more exciting. It's in 6DE. So
I'm so happy you
6DE
remember that.
At 12:30
I probably
on
would have
Sunday.
said 6ED.
6DE.
Don't go to 6ED. I'm sure it doesn't exist.
It's you take a pill for that.
That's disturbing.
When I don't sleep. This is me too early on a morning at Comic-Con. Also, can I just say, for the Movie Talk audience, I just got to meet Frank Miller and Tom King, and I love Comic-Con so much because those things can happen like just on a whim. Like, there's something so magical at San Diego, and this is the perfect setting to say it. Like, we're in San Diego. This is where the titans of an industry that has now become a multi-billion-dollar industry from the lobbies of hotels, and now we're in the hotel district of the world celebrating that art. And it's so beautiful that what the art has reflected from society back to society. So now we get to celebrate it with Comic-Con 50, and we get to be here full hype. And I just think it's such a beautiful thing that 50 years of this has led to this.
It's so true. That's one of my favorite parts of this entire event. Like, I'll never forget the first time I stepped on the ground at my very first Comic-Con, and I was here all by myself. At the time, I was the only one covering for that specific outlet. I didn't know how to get into anything. I didn't know where to go. And one of my first Hall H line experiences ever. I did not know what I was doing. I got in line way too late, but I stepped in the back of the line, and there were people on either side of me with like lounge chairs and battery chargers and cold water and all of that, and they're like, come have a seat, it's fine, we're all gonna get in, just relax. And they let me charge my phone, and it's just, that's what makes this place so special to me. It's the community, whether it's the talent that I admire, the people that are standing in line for hours to see their favorite property on the stage. We're all here to celebrate stuff we love together, and there's not many opportunities you have to have that kind of experience.
It's like the pulse of a concert meets the reverence of a church, but for comic books. And I really love that. There's just so much energy and happiness and just pure zeal. And if there's one thing as I love, it's sharing zeal with others. And that's this whole town this weekend.
Yeah, and as long as you don't take too much 6ED, you're going to be fine. You're going to survive. So we're not going to take any of that this time.
This weekend, we have that on Sunday, and then we talked about Marvel on Saturday, but we also have Colliders. We have our Russo brothers on Friday.
Oh my God!
So I need to also say,
much
like,
Marvel.
The Russo brothers in Hall H and learning what Frosty's cooked up, because I've been seeing like just the Frosty office typing. I'm very excited to see how this Hall H panel turns out.
That disturbs me too.
Just like
Frosty
what's
furiously
happening?
typing. I feel like I have compartmentalized, and I've tried to block that out of my mind because my duties on Friday will be interview, which is extremely exciting. But I feel like if I'm pulled in too many different directions, I'm going to be like, I want all the information from that panel that's happening right now. And I'm sure you know how Steve is when he does an interview, especially with someone like the Russos. If you watch the last panel he did for Infinity War, he's going to get the goods. It's going to be a great conversation. So if you are lucky enough to be in that room, as you will, good for you. It's going to be a good time.
And I'll loop back. I'll report. I'll let you guys know.
Please do. And then I'll tell you how my interviews went. We're going to actually, if you're a fan of Dark Crystal, we're going to have the cast in here for that. Mm-hmm. We are going to do some interviews for Carnival Row. We've got Stumptown. We've got so many. I have I have a page with hundreds of questions on it that I probably won't get to half of them.
It's like Tuesday, Wednesday of this week, just going like, okay, these people I've always wanted to ask this. What are the top 5 I've always wanted to ask this of this people? Like Joe Hill, I get to talk to Joe Hill. I'm going to be so excited to talk to him about why he loves comic books and writing for literature versus writing for, like, drawn pages. We've got Rob Liefeld coming in.
Yes.
We've got Todd McFarlane coming in. We've got so many people that are icons of multiple industries because that's what this has become. And we get to just, like, bro out on this beautiful palatial view.
Right after we record this, we have the cast of ABC's Emergence coming in, and I watched the pilot, so I'm very excited to talk to them. I hope you're not, like, spinning out of control right now. We have so much content.
So many things.
You have so much homework to do this week, and I hope you wind up doing it all because there's going to be so many great panel reviews and recaps, interviews, you name it. We're going to have a great time. Oh, boy. I feel like this was really good because we got to just run through our schedules and remind ourselves what's on the docket. So, Coy, thank you so much for being here this morning. Good luck with everything we have coming our way this weekend. Guys, please keep an eye on the YouTube channel. You know how you can find all of our videos very easily. Make sure to turn on that notification bell because you're going to get so many notifications for so much great coverage this weekend at San Diego Comic-Con. To everyone at home watching, I hope you enjoy. And to everybody on the ground here in San Diego, be safe, have fun, and come to our panel on Sunday. We'll see you soon.